Are you in search of companionship, whether it's a casual date, a girlfriend, a life partner, or someone reliable for directions when your phone fails? If so, this video is tailored for you. There are numerous contents on states with higher male populations, and now we're delving into the counterpart, identifying states with a surplus of women. The gender distribution in most places typically hovers around a nearly equal split, with a few percentage points difference. However, Alaska stands out with a ratio of approximately 40/60, tilted toward an excess of men. The last frontier doesn't attract as many women romantically. Historical events like World War II and Vietnam have caused significant shifts in gender ratios due to men being deployed to war, disrupting the usual balance. A few years ago, a noteworthy occurrence unfolded as more women than men relocated to Washington state, influenced by the popularity of the Twilight movies. It might sound surprising, but movies indeed impact people's migration patterns. For instance, the release of Saturday Night Fever in the 1970s contributed to a slight population increase in New York City. In Portland, Oregon, the release of Hobo with a Shotgun in 2011 likely led to some residents moving away. Highlight: states where women outshine men, with an added bonus, uncovering the city boasting the most single ladies over 20 in each state. Ready, locked and loaded? Fantastic. Let the quest for love statistics begin. California, the stomping ground for those infamous California girls from the Beach Boys tunes. In 2008, the United States Census Community Survey showed different numbers, but by 2020, California's population boasted 50.3% women, a slight shift. Now, if you're on a quest for the highest concentration of single women over 20 in California, set your course for San Diego, where a whopping 74% fit the bill. Texas, no surprise here. I once stumbled upon a revelation that Houston was notorious, a surplus of women and a scarcity of men, prompting warnings like, don't relocate your husband to Houston, you might not keep him. As Chris Rock puts it, men's faithfulness is tied to their options. Much like California, Texas sits at 50.3% women in its population, a subtle but noticeable shift. Now, if you're in pursuit of the highest concentration of single women over 20 in Texas, make a beeline for Laredo, where a whopping 72% fit the bill. Florida, a bit of an eyebrow raiser considering the notorious Florida man tales. But hey, if you're on the hunt for your female counterpart, Florida might just be the place, boasting a 51% female population. Now, for the singles scene, set your sights on Miami, where an impressive 72% of women over 20 are flying solo. North Carolina is making strides in boosting its female population. In the 2010 census, 50.6% were women, and by 2020, it edged up to 51.3%. For those in search of single ladies over 20, Asheville takes the lead, with a whopping 71% of the population fitting the criteria. Massachusetts offers a fascinating historical tidbit. During the Revolutionary War, Boston's population reportedly comprised around 80% women and children under 12. Fast forward to, approximately 51.5% of the state's population is female. In the city itself, Boston stands out with a whopping 75% of women over 20 flying solo. Quite a remarkable statistic. Mississippi's future on this list in, say, 2030 remains uncertain. Current reports and various articles suggest a trend where young women, particularly college-goers, opt to leave the state at 18. Mississippi sees a higher rate of this than ever before. Presently, about 51.5% of the state's population is female, and in the wonderful city of Hattiesburg, a noteworthy 72% of women over 20 are unattached. Without the strong presence of the U.S. military, Georgia would likely boast an even higher female population. Georgia hosts numerous military bases, and it's worth noting that the U.S. Army comprises 81.6% men, the Marine Corps is 90% men, the Air Force is 77% men, and the Navy is 79% male. Despite the military influx, Georgia still tips the scales with 51.7% of its population being female. For those seeking single women over 20, Atlanta takes the lead with an impressive 72.1% fitting the criteria. Maryland proves to be an advantageous spot for women, clinching the second spot in the nation for the highest percentage of single female homeowners, with nearly 14% compared to about 9% for single men. It also secures the 6th position as the best state to encounter single women and holds the 10th rank nationwide for dating opportunities, according to WalletHub. With 51.9% of its residents being women, Baltimore stands out, boasting a substantial 73.7% of women over 20 who are unattached. South Carolina boasts a significant female population, yet they face a glaring underrepresentation in the state government, ranking 49th in the nation for female representation. Notably, the last woman on the Supreme Court reached mandatory retirement age in February 2023. It's essential to note she didn't get voted out but had to step down due to age restrictions. Demographically, South Carolina shows a majority female population at 53.9%. In Charleston, a substantial 74% of women over 20 are navigating the single life. Rhode Island, often overlooked on lists, earns its moment with a commendable percentage of women. Despite its small size and perhaps being the lucky number 13, as the 13th state, it rarely gets the attention it deserves. Ranking as the 5th best state for dating opportunities, WalletHub positions Rhode Island at 34th for romance and fun. Yes, that's a category. Interestingly, Kentucky outshines Rhode Island in the romance and fun department. Wondering about romance in Kentucky? Picture this. After feeding the hogs, meet me on the back porch, and don't worry, you can shower after. Rhode Island's female population stands at 54.2%, and for those seeking single ladies, Newport takes the lead with an impressive 72% of women over 20 flying solo. Perhaps the lack of romance and fun has some saying, "I'll just be single." That's a wrap for this video, folks. I trust you not only had a good time but also absorbed some nifty info. Now, go conquer the day, spread good vibes, and remember, being nice is the real superpower. Catch you on the flip side.